soon enough. Hello and welcome, folks. This is Chris, the Bardic DM, bringing you NeoExodus, Heralds of the End, Episode 2. How's everyone doing?
Alive.
Currently trying to find something to enjoy in E3. At least until Square Enix comes on.
Yeah.
Also not paying attention to E3, so you can call me a heretic as much as you want.
I'm not paying attention to E3 either, but
I don't watch E3 either. Never have, probably never will. Too much ego stroking.
I watch it sometimes, and well, when we're not running campaigns and all that, obviously, because I like some of the game announcements, and some of them I just look, and admittedly it does have some fun moments. It's not quite as good as last year's BlizzCon, where Blizzard got roasted, but...
And besides, what can I say?
You all don't have phones?
All the highlights are going to be on YouTube later.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't watch most of it live, because most of it's on Pacific Standard Time, so it's kind of... late for me. So, like, I want to watch it, but I'm not staying up till 3 AM just to watch Square Enix.
That's rough.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Just to say, we will have Miki with us tonight, but she's just got to she's just going to be a few minutes late.
Yep, she's currently trying to find a good spot so she can set up her hotspot while not working on a play.
Joys of being in the Screen Actors in the Screen Hands Union.
I see. I'm just in the Riggers Union.
And I'm in none at all because I'm currently unemployed.
I'm in the union of actually enjoy what I'm doing by walking dogs.
Oh, I would die. I'm allergic to dogs.
Well, that's your own problem.
I love dogs, so yeah, it is.
Oh, you poor bugger.
Just got to walk a chocolate lab puppy yesterday.
Right, so as of last time, you were introduced to the forces of the living apocalypse and bestowed with mythic power, much to my future dread.
You're the one that had it.
I thought it'd be fun.
True.
I'm right. Doesn't stop me dreading what's going to happen. I can both enjoy and dread something. Just ask any horror movie fan.
Also a very good point. Well, I see you already have your artifacts tab up ready.
It's for later, but yes, I figured I might as well have it ready, because I'm sure it'll be needed at some point.
Time to luck onto our final weapons.
Yeah, it will not be session 2 where you start unlocking artifacts. I'm
Fair
generous, I am not that generous.
And before I just meme the answer, where is the artifact out of God?
Pardon, could you repeat that?
And before I just meme the answer to where are the artifacts out of my God?
Well, those were... Well, I was going to say, when it comes to yours, I'm working on some ideas. I'm working on ideas that require... Because they are going to be custom.
Just remember one thing. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
I tend to disagree if Camelot has anything to go off.
Hey, wasn't there another story where there was like a giant knot? Anybody who untied the knot could become king, and he went along to the knot.
I was going to say, I have to make one quick point. It was not the sword given to him by the Lady of the Lake that bestowed upon him right to be king. That was a sword pulled from the stone, completely separate blades.
Remember that
Also,
knot thing
also, I
and
think
just came over and cut it.
yeah, that was actually I think that was actually Alexander the Great.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. The Gordian knot. One of the prime examples of one of the earliest examples of Occam's razor before it was named.
Anyways, since I've already derailed the stream and we're only 6 minutes in,
You say that as if this stream isn't known for its tangents. Oh, and by the way, anyone who's low on health, you can top yourselves up to 4 because you will have been given healing potions by the castle staff.
I'm good.
I took no damage.
I don't think I took any either.
Oh,
My eyeline did.
I'll still take some potions.
oh, and by the way, have those of you who didn't apply it last time updated with the fact that you get extra points from your mythic path for your HP?
What's that now?
You get extra HP from your mythic path.
Which I think...
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say
Most of the classes, it's 5 hit points to your...
Yeah. The only one I was thinking didn't have... I think it was Magnus and Matthias who hadn't done it.
Correct. I had
Yeah.
not.
I only get 4.
Archmage?
No,
He's a
the
futurist,
legendary.
which is the specific mythic machine smith path.
Yep, I only get 4 too, strangely enough, considering mine is mostly left for Cavaliers, Clerics, Paladin.
Well, to be fair, I think that's probably because most people who think... I think that's partially because Martial's meant to be more one of the support ones.
Mm.
And not to mention that most of the ones you've just mentioned are also high survivability even before you give them the extra health.
Do you really have too much survivability?
No.
No,
Yes.
but I think I was gonna say I'm honestly surprised that there was never a mythic path ability that basically gave non-paladins divine grace.
Well, that's probably because any charisma-based class will take it to pretty much be locked in for them.
You can have too much survivability. Just look at an Oridon.
Yes, but I think that's more from a GM's perspective rather than a player's perspective. Right, so if you guys want to add up your modified health, and then we'll...
I did last week.
Oh, right.
Same.
So okay, I'll just... Okay, your tokens haven't been adjusted, that's the problem. You guys are on this page, aren't you? No, you're on
No,
No,
we're on
we're
the
on that.
map.
Now we're on that page.
Or on the council map.
Yes, which was what I was meaning that... I say, your Zangai should be back up to full health, because I readjusted it, because...
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. Thanks. Yeah, there, that is.
So, just need Matthias and Magnus updating and refilling their health.
Oh,
My health updated too.
my token still isn't updated.
Then fix it.
Just click on it and click on the cog,
Alright.
and you should see something for the red. And you should see something for the red circle, which has got bar and.
No, it's not.
Hang on, if you go to bar 3, sorry, the red dot with bar 3 next to it, then you adjust the maximum and current health.
Yeah, I see it. There we go.
Cool. Just checking. Okay, now we get to take you guys to your new estate. At least that you will as soon as I can copy over your tokens. And of course I'm still a map short because I got caught up in talking. Ah well, we'll handle that when it comes to it.
Does our new estate come with helpers? Like
Yes,
maids?
it will have a staff once they have not been assigned yet, but yes, you will receive staff.
Can we bring over our current maids and whatever, too?
If you have them, yes.
Yeah, I have a butler.
Yeah, my parents will like me letting them help.
So for those of you who want, so what you see before you is a 3-story. Well, some would call it a townhouse, others would call it a keep, considering the defensive wall.
Ah, there we go.
Finally.
Aha!
Damn, she would show up just after we killed the dragon.
Oh please, like I'd let her miss out on that, she'd kill me. Even with us being a
Guys, I am live from my car.
Best of luck.
Sounds like it.
Yes, I am actually. Yes, I am at an all-day call out of town. So right now, I am gaming in my car.
Nice.
Don't burn up.
You could be like one of my previous group of players on Saturdays who, two of the ones I lost a few weeks back, actually did a session while one of them was driving and the other one was operating the laptop in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got a
It's actually quite
thingy
funny.
that I plug in the thing that I'm assuming people used to use for cigarette lighters, but now just to charge their phones.
The thing you put in the thing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
there's
put in
one
the
that I now
text.
have to be an AC adapter, so my computer will not go dead.
Yeah, the 9-volt port.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a sensible thing
So
to do.
I do apologize for any odd noises. It is literally probably cars and other things around me. I'm in a parking garage.
Considering
They
the
should have
amount
Or
of
my
noise we get
friend I
from
came
my,
in with.
I was going to say, considering the amount of noise I get from my window, I don't think you've got any problems there. Single.
Okay, so what I miss?
Not much, apart from several.
Nothing at
cabins.
all.
We've just moved to the estate.
Yay!
Yeah, Miles, the spider climbing cut me already.
Okay.
Listen,
So,
there's no way to indicate my characters below the.
That's the joke.
but yes, this is what appears to be either a keep or a 3-story townhouse, or some bastardized hybrid of both.
Almost the size of the summer home.
Miki is just kind of blinking at this, going, okay. This is a very strange dwelling.
Well, yes, I was going to say the design would definitely be strange to you, Miki, considering rounded towers.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, the fuck?
It's normal for this area at the very least.
Oh, I should probably. So,
Okay.
Yes.
And she'll. Oh. Go ahead.
There is one thing that he does note. There will be a contingent of guards assigned to man the defences and where necessary. And he does eventually show you up to demonstrate the fact that you've got 2 working ballistae on the towers.
Yeah, we've already got working living meat shields.
We already have meat shields and siege weaponry.
Woohoo! I can upgrade those.
Oh dear.
We're gonna have Gas ballistas.
No, you would have
Yeah,
to. You'd have to retweak them a bit further than that before you can go into straight to Gauss.
Yo, he may be a goblin, but he sounds more and more like Tony Stark.
If you could,
I can upgrade that.
I was gonna say,
Tony Stark.
Miles, if you your host will ask if you could leave the cellar for last. I'd like to show the general house first.
Okay, I was just checking to see if there was wine.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is a stock of. Yes, there is a stocked wine cellar.
Okay.
Yes, we've managed to.
Good.
The various kingdoms each supplied their own variants.
Good. I can't stand that sleet shit.
I'm just going to whisper to Limroom before we go inside, because I'm assuming that the large griffin isn't going to necessarily fit through all the doors.
No,
just
but
gonna
they do
whisper.
mention that there is a stable within the grounds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna whisper and say, don't scare the guards too much.
Well, the guards haven't. I was going to say the guards haven't been properly assigned yet because they're a contingent, basically, of men at arms that will be assigned.
Fair.
Okay, Miki will actually head toward the stables. She'll just kind of go, I will meet up with you later. Bow and then head off to the stables.
Your host will
Where do you-
just dash over. Excuse me, miss. Wouldn't you like to at least see the general layout of the building before?
She just gives him a strange look and goes, but houses are for people. And then head to the stables.
At which point he will stop you again. Madam, what makes you think you aren't a person?
Slaves aren't people. And she'll walk away.
You're
Madam,
no longer
you-
a slave, me.
Yeah, well, that's not happening here.
No, slavery is illegal within the Imperial Alliance. You are a free person.
She is very confused, just like, I am very, and she just kind of gives you a look of, huh?
And not to mention, you're a chosen champion of an interdimensional being. That does have a rather large amount of sway in, well, I would assume pretty much anywhere.
You've already shown you're very powerful. Like, we can't keep weapons inside the stable.
You'll stab the horses.
I was going to say, at which point Orbis will come over to Miki and just begin speaking to her in a language I'm fairly sure, well, in a language that I'm fairly sure none of you will recognise, considering it's not native to this plane, or your own planes, respectively.
He's just repeating a bunch of ones and zeros.
No, but I don't think there's any equivalent to, well, maybe if any of you are from the Race Confederacy, it might sound somewhat similar to some of their languages, but then again, I'm not 100% on that, but basically it's Tien, technically.
Yeah.
Madam, it's best to go along with it for now. That would be Orbis.
And she just kind of responds, but I'm having so much fun. She just kind of goes, but and again, her body language doesn't say it. She's very meek in the body language, but she says in Tien, but I'm having so much fun. These people are idiots.
Yes, well, consider this. At the very least, do you really want to be stuck in the same stable as a potentially hungry griffin?
All right. And she'll just sit there and go, and then she'll sit there and say in common, well, if it's okay, then I guess I will. And she'll go with it, and then she'll follow the rest of the group.
By the way, my head item is the Helm of Comprehend Languages, so I understood all of that.
Oh dear.
I'm just staring at you. Just dead face, just staring at you.
I forgot about that, oh dear.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
Okay, so we'll head in through the main entrance, and I'll move.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm having so much fun.
Is there something to move you back over here to us, Shane? Sorry, Onyx, just gonna have to move you up so I can group you up. Copy. Eesh, I wish it wouldn't keep doing that.
Alright.
For some reason, whenever I try and zoom out past a certain point, the map vanishes.
It's always an interesting.
Yes, always. And I shall just bring you over so you can check out the full interior map of the ground floor.
Damn.
This-
Hey,
This
dismount.
is the main hall. To our left is a...
Oh wow, this place.
A chapel.
Well, yes, to the left is a non-denominational chapel, which can be used for any and all services. It has not been blessed, but is designed so that all may feel comfortable. Advantages of this place being previously used by a mixed denomination delegation. Beyond the chapel, we also have a library, and our two main storerooms. To our right is the sitting hall and dining hall, a sitting room and dining hall, along with
The sitting room with no furniture, it looks like.
I'll modify that later. I was focused on getting other maps ready for other maps and tokens ready, so I forgot to add in some of the extra features. Well, it does technically have two chairs or two stools in front of the fireplace, so it could actually be a kitchen, but it's always hard to do. Actually, it would make more sense for it to be a kitchen now that I think about it. Still very low, maintenance. There is, of course, the fully functional, and then of course there are the gatehouses, which feature both main gate and portcullis. Is there anywhere particularly you want to check out first, or shall we move on to the next floor?
This area is going to be cleared of its pews.
Let's go ahead and go to the next one.
What area?
The chapel. He said pews. I mean, he said pews.
It looks like the place that it can easily survive an explosion.
There's large amounts of glass in there, sir. I'm fairly sure there are sections of the cellar that might be more useful for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we haven't seen that place yet.
Besides, I doubt that you actually like me worshipping in your workshop.
Actually, I would. That'd be amazing.
Free supply of holy water.
Oh dear. Now we move on to the... Oh. No, I'm not. Just checking. Have I? Yes, I think I have. Yes, I have moved you guys over. So we have two separate sitting rooms, a couple of viewing areas, two general bedrooms, a veranda, well, more of a balcony, what would it be? And of course servants' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Though those bedrooms may be better off for officers of the guard units rather than yourself,
Agreed.
unless you wish to have regular visits from the patrols.
Agreed. Maybe put like our chief steward in one and our captain of our guard in the other.
You can of course bring out any chairs if you wish to have breakfast on the balcony.
Honestly, I'm probably just gonna have a table moved there permanently.
That can be done, not a problem.
It'll help the missus enjoy the place at least.
So then we shall move on to the next floor. And do I need to be readjusting this place? Have I done goofed? Oh, well, I thought there would be enough bedrooms. For a minute there I was thinking, actually, might be a bit short on room, so I might have to reassess this whole place. Sorry about this, folks. I thought I'd set up the right one, but I may have done goofed. But this will give a general layout, and then I can always add some extra areas on and readjust.
Rebase upgrades.
More just making it so you can all definitely have, you know, enough room to actually survive here and actually have enough rooms. It may be a slight downgrade, as I think the other version of the base estates actually lacks the ballistae towers, so I may have to go looking for alternate estate maps. There are surprisingly few of them. It's quite frustrating.
I hope not. This one's really nice.
To be fair, the other one I'm thinking of that lacks the ballistae towers is from the same pack, so that wouldn't be a problem. It just has more bedrooms.
Fair.
The layout's mostly the same as well, but yeah. So there may be a slight change to the overall home base before next session, folks, because the GM done goofed. And just for a last look, I won't move the tokens over, but oh no, there is actually. See. Yes, I am right, because I'll just move you guys over to the top floor, and then we can have a look at the cellar. Because as you can see, we are short a couple of bedrooms.
I'm certain that we'll just say in our head, canon there is.
Yeah, but either that or
I'll take this room right here. It's got its own sitting room, and the bed's off in its own little room in it. I'll take this one. I'll take the one-bedroom apartment.
I don't know. Matty looks like he's about to claim it for himself too.
I'm gonna need this door widened and a door out. It's at least big enough for a large creature.
So, you're intending to bring your griffin in?
It'd be fucking entertaining, wouldn't it? If anyone ever tries to break in.
That's what the guards are for, and might I ask, for the peace of the cleaning staff, please don't.
We don't need the thing fucking up the carpet.
I need a place close to where my lab's going to be. So it's going to be underground. I'm not going to take one of these.
You can take the one with the single bed. I'm going to take the one-bedroom apartment with the queen. Or king-size bed.
Miki will try and find a room that she can have privacy, given that she is the one female.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll move over, and we can definitely find somewhere for if you're looking for somewhere, and I'll just move it. I won't move your tokens, but I will move over to the basement or cellar. Which hasn't popped in for some reason.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Oh yeah, there was a
This
place.
basement looks oddly familiar.
Well, it is from the same pack that I used the map for the estate from the Saturday game.
Hey, do you guys have an estate in there already?
Well, sort of. They're staying at someone else's place. The guy who hired you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
Oh, and I forget.
Technically, it's not even really his place. He's the custodian of it. Our ancestors, it actually belonged to our ancestors.
yes, but it
Oh, and actually,
it has been in his family for close to 700 years. But back onto the actual Sunday game rather than discussing the Saturday one. But yeah, I can always put the defurnished version and convert one of them into a room and the other one into a lab for you.
Yep, I see it. My room will be right here. My lab will be right here.
Thought that would have been the other way around, but okay.
We'll keep the bodies here.
That's what the lab's for.
Keep the corpses back here.
How about we not have corpses in our basement? That sounds like a good way to get
Undead.
haunted and
Yeah.
undead and other things. And let's not.
Look, you don't know how the shit nobles of this world are into. You have everyone needs a spot for places to keep things buried.
For those of you wondering
Look,
who aren't familiar with NeoExodus, know that that's just this lot being mucking about, not actual NeoExodus lore, which I'll start bringing up, which I'll start posting videos to on YouTube/BardicDM during the next week. Starting with the general history of Exodus, and then moving on to the history and lore of the Armen Protectorate.
Look,
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying that we have to have corpses in the basement. I'm just suggesting that it might be a good idea to have a place where we can temporarily store corpses.
Yeah, you're not. Don't store it anywhere near my lab, actually, because I'll be making tea there, and the smell of bodies usually lingers in the tea. It's been a problem a couple times before.
Your worrying statement for the night, folks.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to bring you guys back down to the ground floor, and then if there's any questions you have for Orbis or for each other, then I'd say we have some time to explore that.
Alright.
I'll just move you over to... Actually, I'll leave the tokens there for now, and basically you can go and... You can either use the sitting room or the library or... wherever. On there? Did I bring... Yes, I brought the spell token for some reason. Whoops.
I was about to ask why there's a portal to, like,
No, that's my
I don't know, the world of law.
No, that's just my spell effect token because I couldn't find my old green disc version. So I had to look up a new effect token. This is the problem of not restoring the backup of your computer before you get into running games again. So, as I say, is there any questions or anything that you have for Orbis, or...?
I think it's all been pretty self-explanatory.
Yep.
Where's the nearest smith?
Did you actually ask that to Orbis?
Excellent.
Okay. I'm a reliquary of extraplanar knowledge, not a guidebook.
So you're saying you don't know?
I'm saying I'm concerned with grander details than directions to a single thing.
He doesn't know.
12,000 years. I've served the Sentinel, and now I'm reduced to this.
Look, it may not seem important to you, but it's very important to me.
Fine. Give me a moment. At which point he actually turns into what appears to be a globe copy of Exodus and begins zooming in.
Oh, that's useful.
He's just going to end up showing like that equivalent of searching up pub crawls in the UK.
Hey, look, guys, it's Google Earth.
It could be worse. It could be
we
Apple
know-
Maps.
They found the true final enemy of the campaign.
He does eventually give you a list of directions.
All right.
I look at the directions, I'm like, that's a lie. I'm staying like 20 feet away from him.
Thank you.
Well, I assumed he meant a smithy shop, not simply someone capable of using a smith's equipment. And besides, you haven't even set up downstairs yet.
Got a
Yet.
point.
I got enough alchemist fire. We can do it.
But do you have any other materials?
I look around the house. I'm like, yes. Yes, I
Without
do.
burning down our house.
And please ask us if you're going to remove anything from this place. Whatever you're working on.
I slowly zip my bag.
The seneschal's looking. I was going to say, the seneschal is growing paler and paler the more Miles talks.
Welcome to my life.
You did say we went into the cellar and the cellar had wine. Like, I did not leave there empty-handed.
Well, there are various wines, including ice wines, various types of vodka. The Dominions favoured distilled cactus juice.
Ooh, vodka makes really good alchemist fire.
Hey, that's my stuff.
I'll hand you back the bottle.
Miki, if you get a chance, you'll note that the Race Confederacy has a weird combination of alcohols. Because there are some that definitely look like more traditional rice wines, and there are some that have almost a milky liquid that you really don't recognize. And anyone from NeoExodus can do a knowledge local check to try and identify what it is.
It's fermented goat's milk.
I was going to guess bottled white Rush.
Yeah.
Neither, actually. It's fermented cocoa.
It's pretty
Who the
good
hell
for an
drinks-
untrained knowledge check.
What the hell drinks fermented chocolate?
Well, it's the pulp from around the seeds. You know, the actual fruit of the cocoa tree.
I stand by what I said.
Sounds like a very bitter alcohol without
Yeah.
some sugar.
Well, there is.
What-
It is sweetened. It is basically a fortified alcohol. But the actual, but I will say the actual flesh around cocoa from when you extract them from the pods is actually quite sweet and quite sticky.
It's the equivalent of a Starbucks chocolate mocha something.
Probably closer to a very high quality boozy dark chocolate.
So it's not Kahlua.
Wouldn't know. Never drank the stuff.
I'm with you, Chris.
All right. So
Hey, Chris, a
I will-
question.
Go
Do
ahead.
you think I could fit an airship in the courtyard?
Not the one you're most likely going to be issued.
Okay, attach rope ladders if needed in the future. Really long rope ladders.
We'll commission a build project from one of the turrets.
You do realize you're being issued potentially. You do realize that they mentioned it was going to be, you know, one of the larger classes of ship. I did say that last time.
Yeah. I don't remember, but either way, you can't always tell with how the scale everything is. So
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to. I will say that whilst the courtyard is decently sized, I'm trying to get, I try to get things to as scale as possible, but it's, a bit harder when, people don't actually occupy 5-foot squares.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that your ship, once issued, will probably be about 80 feet long and 20 feet wide.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, Miles.
Well, maybe
Alright.
maybe close to 30 feet wide, but yeah. It's basically going to be a galleon.
Nice. Oh, and Miles. We may need to get some flare rounds at some point in case we ever need to signal the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. So,
I can pick a whole bunch of those.
I figured.
there's going to be a couple of days whilst the various guards and staff are brought over, which will be.
Yep.
And whilst Miles, I believe, sets up his lab and starts upgrading armor and at least one other firearm, if I remember correctly.
Yep, he's getting Matthew's revolver.
I can't do the armor just yet.
Wasn't sure if you could do.
It's okay. I don't have the proficiency for the full plate yet, anyway. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, for stuff that we're doing, I'll say Matty is he's definitely overseeing the who's coming in, what jobs they are. Basically, he's warning all the employees.
Yeah. Matthias, from what you see, most of them seem to be former diplomatic staff from all different staff from diplomatic attachés who seem to have been reassigned by the various state departments. So these are very high-end staff.
Yeah, at least they have good quality. They have some good quality people.
Over the next couple of days, then, while I have some time, Xanarin is going to go to the smithy and commission 2 holy symbols. One large enough to mount on a wall, and another more of like a deck size.
Okay. And Miki?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
One of the butlers that's coming in is going to have 4 tentacles, so don't bother with him.
Whatever you're into, man.
Okay, you'll need to give me an art description for that at a later date. But Miki, you wanted to say something?
Miki is very much she very much is like, whenever the staff is trying to help her, she's like, no, I got it, please, this is very, very odd. And is more or less keeping to herself unless someone tries. She also is going to take one of the areas downstairs and kind of make it a little training room. And she's also working on making in her room, a small shrine to Suwon Kong. Okay. If anyone makes a knowledge check.
Well, if nothing else.
And is also not using the bed. She's sleeping on the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have religion. I can't check.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to say, they probably might not know, they might not recognize the actual shrine, but you carrying materials will probably be noticed if nothing else.
Yeah. But the thing is, no one will see where it is if they look in.
Okay.
And every now and again, she does kind of look at the library and just kind of thumb through the books. But if anyone actually takes the time to notice, she looks at the books kind of like she's trying to see which way the word should go.
Having some trouble, Mickey?
These pictures are strange.
What pictures? Those are all words.
These aren't words.
There are words here.
Hmm.
Can you read?
People read. But I can write.
I'm eventually going to hand you something that looks like a battle scouter. I'll be like, here you go. This will help you read. I'll walk away.
He kind of blinks at it. And just kind of... And then just kind of doesn't use it, just kind of pockets it like, thank you?
I'll yell like as I'm walking away. It only works for a few hours.
Very strange person.
It boggles, they always are.
Is that what he is?
Yes, thankfully he's still a lot better than most goblins. Far better than 99% of goblins.
We don't have the little buggers where I'm from.
Consider yourself lucky then.
Uh-huh.
It's too damn cold for them.
Yeah, I agree. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
I got enough alchemist fire. It's warm where you're at. Make it warm.
She will kind of turn to. Ah, darn it! What's his name? Dwarf's name?
Magnus.
Magnus. She'll just kind of turn and go. So where are you from? You are not from here either.
I'm from a frozen hellhole called Altivon.
Switzerland.
So why were you sent?
Apparently the same reason as you. I'm good at what I do.
Really? So you impressed your person as well?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Sorry, someone was making noise outside. She goes, well, I broke into the royal vault and stole shit, and so then I was offered this job.
Not a bad resume for saving the world.
But you said you're a person. What do you mean you're a person?
The Suangong.
Who do you work for Magnus? I think maybe you better phrase it.
Oh, what? Pardon?
Yeah, you didn't come through clearly.
I said, well, who do you work for is what maybe a better way to phrase it.
You mean my deity? Vargstrid.
Never heard her.
I have. Varkstrid apparently crosses dimensions.
Either that.
Oh,
or,
in that case.
either that, or well, considering I was originally planning.
Do I know?
No. Okay. I'm gonna have to ask. How do you know of her? Because I thought I'd made this one up.
Because of. Where is it? Where did I put it?
Oh, please tell me I've not.
Down the list. That?
Hold on.
I put it in the chat.
I'm looking in chat and I'm trying to. I'm on the wrong text. That's why. No. Oh, is it in?
You had nothing in there saying Varkstrid had nothing to do with NeoExodus or anything. So.
Oh, well, no, but that's because that's for the but that's for the extra planar that's for the chosen champion. That specific trait means you have been called from a different plane.
Okay, then that's my misunderstanding.
It sounded like Chris just got tased.
Yeah.
Hey, when you think you've accidentally crossed into somebody else's intellectual property and might be getting in trouble over it.
Oh.
We've got fairly tough laws about that over here in the UK, and Twitch is doing crackdowns at the moment, so.
So what you're saying is you need to start hosting through a VPN in the US.
Wouldn't really matter.
Yes.
My channels are already associated with the UK, and, well, technically I need to start doing that anyway in the future because, well, other reasons.
Fair.
All right, back to stuff that actual matters.
Okay, so yeah, so right, back to the moment in question. So Magnus was describing Vargstrad, I believe.
Yes. A warrior goddess. Queen of wolves and breaker of storms. I was chosen by her. Because I'm good at what I do.
Miki, you still there?
Muted.
Ah.
Sorry. There was
Okay.
not a noise. I thought I unmuted myself.
Easy enough done.
Yeah. She just kind of nods and goes, "That it? That sounds like a very interesting person to have on your side."
She's no mere person, she's a deity.
How do you
A
break
goddess.
How do you break a storm?
I assume that's the purview of the gods.
I will give a... Sorry, I've not put that in the actual lore, but effectively it would be a show of strength, effectively, and her dominion over weather. She is effectively... well, she's somewhere between Odin, Thor, and Frey. Or Freya.
Freya's a nice touch.
Well, she is sort of patron of wolves in general, and
Yeah, but most of Norse deities seem to share domains.
yeah, but yes, chiefly the war domain, because
No.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I always find it quite odd once I learned a bit more about the lore, you know, that the Aesir and Vanir didn't have, like, separate align... I mean, because surely the Vanir should have magic aligning with them more than war.
Miki would also look around and see if there were any reactions to when she said Suwonko.
Nope.
For the most...
No.
no. I was going to say, actually, hang on. Xanarin, give me a quick knowledge religion check.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Knowledge, religion. Rip.
No, never mind. You have not studied the Eastern... you have not studied the deities native to Tianjia.
To be honest, I probably have spent most of my time studying the deities of NeoExodus.
No, I was meaning the fact that your character, who grew up in the River Kingdoms, hasn't studied more abroad deities.
Yeah. Grew up in the River Kingdoms, not in that domain. Not in that area.
We kind of passed by something that could be really important. Is Orpheus's map constantly updated?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Orbis will turn to you and go, not constantly, but it is attuned to the map enough that it should be able to... I should be attuned enough to the world to be able to notice should any planar tears or other events occur. For the most part, these very small events such as summonings and the like shouldn't actually cause an issue, and the Nexus gates of this world make it a bit harder, as they are constantly manipulating the planar barriers.
Duly noted, Alpha 5.
So what you're saying is, so you can't tell me, like, you know, if I'm like, hey, where was Jeremy at like 4 o'clock? You can't be like, okay, he was here, and show me Jeremy at 4 o'clock.
I could potentially... if I had material of an individual, I could potentially divine their location and create a tracking path of them, but I could not be 100% certain of its validity. Chronal and chronal magic, when mixed with divination, can get a wee bit messy.
Oh, this could solve so many cases for me.
In order to get things going a little bit more, at least unless no one else has anything they want to say, Mattias is basically going to suggest towards about the end of the first day, he'll invite basically everyone to come get drunk and basically introduce themselves.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Mickey won't drink too much, though. She will more or less drink enough to be sociable, but not enough to lose control of her faculties.
You basically notice Mattias is doing the exact same thing.
I think we're all going to be doing the exact same thing.
There is
I don't think any of us trust one another yet.
As we're walking into here, I'm like, give us 6 turkeys, and then whatever food that the other people want. And I walk inside of here.
Wide variety of food brought.
Steak.
I was going to say, for Miki it's going to be a bit confusing because the vast majority of dishes are served alongside stuff other than rice. There are a few rice dishes, but for the most part it's more roasts with potatoes and...
Potato. How do you like your potato?
She's just kind of like, okay, and she'll go into a hidden pocket, take out her chopsticks, and try and eat them with the chopsticks.
Those things look needlessly complicated.
I agree. Miki, try using the fork. The one with the prongs. It's easier.
I look at the chopstick and I'm like, that doesn't seem needlessly complicated. She just pokes things with the stick and eats it.
I don't think that's what she was trying to do.
And I will say, if there are a couple of things that look easier, like there are a few dishes that are very clearly dumplings in various sauces.
Yeah, she'll go for the dumplings and the rice. She's more or less sticking to what she knows, and is having absolutely no issues picking up... Let me put it this way, she's able to pick up a single grain of rice with the chopsticks if she every now and again when it gets really low.
Can't she catch a fly?
Well,
Do you want her to try?
I was going to say, there is one thing to note that's very odd for you, Miki. Some of the sauces are weird compared to what you're used to. They're surprisingly viscous.
Just wait until you introduce her to barbecue.
Yeah, I'm more thinking like a thickened marinara when you're used to sort of more traditional, soy-based sauces and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. She just kind of goes, everything has so much on it. How can you taste what it really is?
Making the rest of the flavor stronger. Oh, and let me introduce myself. I know Miles already, to an extent. My name's Duke Mattias Alcott Snyder von Dukas Ketzlaw.
You broke off.
Yeah.
Duke Mattias Alcott Snyder von Dukas Ketzlaw the 7th.
One more time.
Read the goddamn chat.
Alright, he looks it. Now, actually, she has no issues with your name. She just kind of goes, okay. Are you of main wife? Or of others?
The hell's main life?
Main wife. She said main wife. Are you the main wife?
Wife.
My father only had one wife.
So the answer is yes.
Nobles only have one wife?
Some try for more. It usually doesn't end well.
Well, all right. It is honored to meet you, 7th.
Just call me Mattias. Seventh is seventh. Like, here, seventh means I'm the seventh. I'm the seventh Maddie is born in my family line.
So you're not the seventh child?
No, I'm the first.
That is very strange naming.
If we're going across that naming style, then my name is Miles Dyson the First.
I am Xanarin, son of Norhas. No surname that you all would recognize.
Just bring the tokens over just to make
Do
sure.
surnames matter?
Particularly, yes.
To some, yes. To others, no.
I'm gonna point with my thumb over at Matthias and just say, to people like him, they do. To me, does not make that much of a difference. Or not necessarily people like him, but to royalty, surnames matter.
She just kind of shrugs and goes, It is just dragon, and it is just dragon where I'm from.
Where are you from? What plane?
What?
All right. I need to take a double check to make sure I am looking at this correctly, to make sure my dyslexia does not kick in.
Sorry, I
That's fair.
should have picked an easier name.
Oh no, it's just making the unstressed stressed marks. Long Fen Wan.
Yes,
Interesting.
I'm definitely not familiar with that.
Well, I should say the Imperial Empire of Long Fen Wan.
Still far enough from where I'm from that I've not heard of it.
Where are you from, then?
Glorian, more specifically, Brevoy in the Riverlands. I doubt that any of you have ever been there.
Perhaps, but with the places of the world like this, it may happen eventually.
Miles,
Every single
Miles,
time
knowledge,
someone,
knowledge,
every
what?
time someone says like a different plane's name, I'm just like, knowledge planes.
okay, so Miles, you realise that they are not outer planes of any sort, meaning they must be some form of alternate material plane, and there isn't much study on that apart from that you recognise that some of the more common groups that come from when it comes to Nexans, those who have come through a Nexus gate. Galarian's one of the bigger ones to have it pop up, which means it's probably one of the closer planes to NeoExodus.
I'll be like, hey, you're close.
If you consider an interdimensional rift close, then yeah.
Well, as close as possible you can be between dimensions.
Then
What
yes,
about Altavarn?
I guess I'm close.
I would only know based on ones that have traveled here. Galarian's been one of the most common to travel here.
You will, from what you can recall, you've not heard of Lonfenwan or Altivarn, so these two may be the first from their planes to, respectively, to travel to NeoExodus.
I'll be right back. I take care of my dog.
No problem.
And I'm like, you two are unique. You're from some place I haven't heard about. Some people might have traveled here from your place, but they didn't advertise it, if they did.
Anyone from here that traveled to Altavarn might not have made it out alive. It's not exactly a welcoming place.
It's because they didn't have enough alchemist fire.
There's not enough alchemist fire on this planet to make it a more friendly place.
I'll take
It's
that as a
frozen.
challenge. I'll take that as a challenge.
Yes.
You think you could unfreeze a millennium of winter with alchemist's fire?
Enough of it, yes.
Would the planet still be there?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a lot of confidence.
Don't think that works how you think it works.
No, particularly as if it did, well, the mad Linnorm would probably have had something to say about it.
It is theoretically possible that it could work. Whether someone stops me before it does work, it's a different question. Because more than likely someone will.
I was gonna say, Magnus, you get a feeling that you shouldn't allow followers of Torbrandt anywhere near this guy.
Understood.
That'll be covered later when I've got more details on Altivarn, because I do intend to do a video on the lore of Altivarn in the future. Probably around.
That's gonna be.
Probably around the time if you guys get to visit it.
We just need to get our airship set up with plenty of refuge and just start hopping.
And she does kind of finally get up enough courage, and she just goes, "So, what's an airship?"
You know what a regular ship is?
Yes.
Imagine that, but it'd be able to travel through the sky instead of water.
That seems overcomplicated to me.
Well, if you're not used to it, I commanded one. I commanded one for the Royal Navy.
Well, there's also the difference that here doesn't have permanent blizzards and lightning storms to deal with.
True. Matthias, you see Magnus size you up. And just how old are you that you were a ship's captain?
26. Well, I'm 26 now.
You're younger than I am. How the hell did you become a ship's captain?
Combination of family name, attending Royal Academy. I had strength. I did well, actually.
Magnus, just out of curiosity, what's the normal lifespan for one of your people?
Checking what the normal lifespan.
All right, sorry about that.
Pathfinder.
Dwarf is
Okay.
about 400 or so is his old age, if I remember correctly.
I mean, if you're not killed in battle, about 400 years.
Yeah, humans, I don't have the luxury of that time.
Yeah, and he's already 3 times older than I am. He's going to die soon, according to my lifespan.
Humans tend to live upwards of 8.
Around 30, you die in my race.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the reason why we
So I guess
calculate
that's
so fast.
good for your race.
Mm-hmm. So I don't have the luxury of letting him around so long.
You know what they say? The brightest candle burns the shortest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at which point Orbis will pipe up. Well, Miles, should you succeed and maintain the mythic power, you may have some advantages there. Mythic power does come with an exceptionally elongated life.
I grab Orbius. I'm like, how long?
Potentially potential immortality. If one ascends high enough in power.
That's too long. Shit.
Miki spits out her wine, kind of coughs a little bit, and you see a little bit of arcane flare up, just like, what?
I could be fleet. I could be commander of the entire fleet if I lived that long.
We'll see how long we'll see who gets to it first then.
Think of how
Oh
much.
no, I'm
alchemist
talking
fire
my
I can-
fleet. I'm talking the fleet from my home, not this fleet. Confangled airship machines.
More
Yeah, plus
efficient,
it only
more
takes-
advanced, more versatile.
Plus, it only takes 26 years to become a commander of a fleet here. So apparently, so you got like 300 years to go. So you can command like what, 6 fleets?
More like 8. At least when you have the right connections.
Or just command the Imperial Alliance fleet, which can technically command all the other members.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Fancy Pants. We build what we can with what we've got. Anything past that, it's not worth the time.
Isn't that what everyone does? Like everyone builds with what they have and what they got.
No.
That's the reason why we got airships.
Progress is made by those who dare to make it. We build what we need. Nothing more.
I have family needing ships. We need war machines to survive the wars. That was at least our spirit before.
Cool.
So in the case where you're fighting a plane eater, like, what do you need? And like, is what you have sufficient enough in your plane?
We've never done that. We probably wouldn't survive.
That's why you got to prepare for the future. Hence, airships.
You want to come to this frozen hellhole that I live in and see how much preparing there is.
Hence, heaters. I point to one of the heaters.
Yeah,
I was going to say...
yeah.
Just to say, when he points to the heaters, I will say, Magnus? Yeah, it looks ancient compared to what you guys have. It's about 500 years behind you lot.
Yeah.
Oh God, I gotta improve that.
Yeah, see, that's actually simple compared to ours. We have to heat everything very well or we freeze quickly.
So I think it's more so a case of us simply needing different things to survive. Different what to focus on.
Wait. You could make a killing here by making really good heaters.
I mean, I know how to make them, so
yeah,
probably could.
I will say, for those of you who are looking for reference, think sort of if you were to try to make a nuclear reactor steampunk and using just regular fuels rather than radioactive stuff. So a steam reactor.
Oh God, if we ever go there, I'm gonna try and steal one of those.
How the hell? We're just gonna be standing outside. We're gonna be asking, "How the hell did you get that out?"
You do realize they're massive.
And
piece by piece.
You're never getting any of it out. They're guarded.
Shrink ray.
Why did someone mention that in front of the machinist?
I'm staring to see if I can do it. I don't need a shrink ray though. I can make an army of robots. So.
Oh dear.
Even in Galore.
I figure with the shrink ray, you shrink it down small enough, you stick it in your pocket and walk out with it.
There are magics to shrink the machinery.
Yes. Make sure you have a very angry tribe of dwarves.
A very angry, cold tribe of dwarves.
Yes, who will warm themselves by chasing you and killing you. And then taking their reactor. back off your corpse and then using you as firewood in the meantime.
Not to mention the whole reactors being built right near the bottom of mountains, meaning that doing that might cause a massive cave-in that traps you inside a dwarven hold with a bunch of very angry dwarves.
They drunk into like driver.
Magnus, I really hate to break this to you, but I have one counter. Most of us have significantly longer legs than you.
And not the one that's talking about stealing a reactor. He's shorter than me.
Yeah, but he can make a jetpack.
And I'm faster than you.
Are you though?
I was going to say, Magnus currently has a 50-foot move speed.
Oh, then no, I'm not faster than you without these. I pull out like what looks like little jets.
Well, how about we get past that then?
We will soon have jetpack on a boggle.
I was going to say, jetpack-powered goblinoid. Just what we need.
Well, no, like all my spells are called little contraptions. Like technically, everything that I have is like a little contraption. So I got Expeditious Retreat. So that's what the little jetpacks are. Put them on my feet. Pshoo!
Oh, that's funny.
And how fast can you move with your confangled little thing?
Oh.
60 feet per round.
So just barely faster than me. Got it.
Right, let's get the...
I don't have to be faster than you, faster than the bear. I just have to be faster than you.
I'll wrestle the bear to death. Kill it with my shields.
Now, see, I don't have to be faster than anybody with a bear. I got a gun. I shoot the person that's running.
Yeah.
Oh, we are gonna have so much trust and love in this group after this conversation.
Still better than the courts. Now that he says he takes a long drink.
I'd take any of you guys over the Sanguine fucking Covenant.
Why?
Plus-
Who are they?
Religious
Major
zealots.
religious group.
Are they bad?
No, they're actually the good guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
but
matter of fate.
It matters your perspective.
They're not.
Compared to the Canaanites, they're the good guys.
They're not the worst.
Yeah, but...
Like, according to my perspective, the Protector is the good guys. Anybody else who builds guns, they're really the bad guys.
Yes, well, then of course there's the issues with them basically being the Spanish Inquisition on steroids.
Yeah,
I'm lucky that they're just not legally allowed to lynch me.
upon hearing that, Pinky is just gonna kind of go, so are there any deities that are illegal?
Kane.
Meh.
I think there's something about a spaghetti monster somewhere, but it's been a while since I saw the rules.
You know what?
The way she says it, it is obvious it is a very, very pointed question.
To which Orbis will pop over and go, technically the only group that is illegal would be the Canaanite religion, which is a cult of pain, suffering, and slavery.
They sound like wonderful people that need to get the bullet.
And she just kind of nods
Or
and
the
just
axe.
goes, and she nods and goes, so I won't be torn apart by wild horses and disemboweled for being caught with my holy symbol. That's nice.
Magnus, that's an amazing idea.
What?
An axe with bullets.
Begin work on the shacks.
Shotgun shield.
Can you put guns in my shields?
I mean, I was given permission to use Protectorate knowledge on crafting, so maybe.
I'm gonna need that flamethrower mounted on the front of my airship first.
Oh God.
You don't want flamethrowers on the front of the airship. You put those on the back.
Yeah, just have
No,
a-
what are you all talking about?
I will say,
Obviously,
before
you
go
put
any
them on
further,
the
I will
bottom.
point out, most NeoExodus airships use balloons as at least part of their propulsion system. You do not want excess hot air.
And so I'm pointing. I'm like, no. First of all, waste of alchemist fire. I need that.
Yeah.
Secondly, I believe because we're propelled by balloons, it'll send us backwards, which would be very disadvantaged towards setting people on fire.
That, and I mean, just the basic concept, you'd be flying right into your fire.
That's why I said you put them on the back.
I have him pointing down.
Now, see, what you want is you want lobbers of flaming tar.
So catapults.
That does make sense.
All right, we'll begin on the napalm catapults then.
All this insanity that she does not Miki does not understand and is not trying to, she will kind of turn to Onyx and just ask, so what is your magic?
My magic is simply magic.
No. Do you study? Or is it a gift?
A little of both.
She just kind of gives you a look of, I am confused, explain.
He's a tryhard.
Not sure what a tryhard is.
That was me out of character, just messing around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My magic is studied for and granted, therefore it is a gift.
She nods and goes, so you are a wizard?
I am.
Okay, unless, hang on.
Can I see your spellbook?
No.
Let's say, Corden, you want to join in on any of this, or,
We have been pretty
Just
quiet.
having fun listening to everybody.
completely understand there's a reason I'm trying to stay quiet, I just don't want anyone getting caught out.
Corden, do you have a spellbook?
No.
I
His
sit down
powers are
sad.
granted to him by a higher being.
Exactly.
Please forgive me for asking, because I do not wish to be rude. Why are you red?
Racist.
All the people of my race are this color.
So
So-
what are your people? I've never seen one like you.
Well, we are from this world. Since you are from another world, apparently, and as far as I know, none of my people have traveled to your world. So you would have never seen us before.
Miki, I am a little bit curious.
Hmm?
How do you gain your magic? Through study? Through higher power? Just a natural gift?
It is the magic of the phoenix. It's actually what I... She'll actually put her sword down, she'll point at the mithril breast, and she'll also say... I took these, but my real goal was a map to see the legendary phoenix. Getting in was easy. Unfortunately, I got caught on the way out. They were very mad at me. But I still got away.
Getting out is always the tricky.
Never seems to go well.
She just kind of nods and goes, Yes, apparently I misjudged if someone was going. I misjudged the guard's favorite pastries.
Now that is clever. I like you. You're clever.
Well, it wasn't that hard. They keep me in there. They kept me as a copier. Well, it was it was either that or they were gonna put me with another group that were wearing. Hold on. And she'll actually take out some paper and what looks like a brush, and she'll actually write some symbols on it. And it's actually very well done. She'll lay it down and just go, I would have worn a jacket like that. And who has constant comprehend languages?
Miles.
Yeah, you would read game animal written on it.
Ooh, you would have joined a hunt?
That she just kind of freezes and goes, what do you mean? Do you know what this means?
Obviously he does.
I'll point to the thing. I'll point to like your pocket where you put the one thing. I'm like, that helps you read. Remember?
I haven't looked at it yet.
The words will make sense to you if you put that on.
And she'll just kind of look at you and just go, so what does it say?
I'll tilt my head a little bit and be like, do you want me to say?
And she'll nod and just go, mm-hmm.
You said game animal, right?
Yep.
Yep, I'll say that then.
Her face just goes pale and goes, oh, so I would have been prey in a hunt. Looks like I got lucky.
People from your world are extremely strange.
Civilized.
And she just kind of looks and goes, not people.
And I'll be like, it's not anything different than what we do. I'll pull out like a bounty hunting, paper, and I'll put it down on the table and be like, same thing, right?
Well, generally those people deserve it. They're not just slaves.
Yeah.
These are just random people being gathered up and set loose so the nobles can hunt them down and kill them for sport. Slightly different.
I'll blink and be like, obviously you don't know how much, obviously you don't know what gold can get you here.
There aren't enough people where I'm from to make stupid decisions like that.
And she'll just kind of think about it and goes, well, roughly 30% of the population is like me.
And that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Let's target our plane instead of that hellhole.
And I'd be glad that I
She just kind of nods and goes, yeah, it's why I went in to see the Phoenix.
I don't blame you one moment.
I'll look at Magnus and be like, sorry, I can't save Alchemist Fire for your world. I'm saving it for hers.
There are many reasons people think that Storm continues, but it doesn't matter. Our effort would be better spent trying to free those people than unfreeze my world.
Miles, I'll help you burn it down.
We gotta save the universe.
Now, Corden, I have a question for you.
Mayor.
Do you train in using your tentacles?
How'd you know about those? I haven't used them around you, Call.
My butler's one of you.
Oh, well, I didn't know. You said when you said tentacles before, and I was like, "What kind of experiments are you running on your butler?"
Well, that is a fair assumption. It is Nashi after all.
Yeah.
I didn't realize your butler was a Permidian.
And
Yeah,
Miki then just kind of goes.
Because I think you said he had
that's
like 4 tentacles, and it's like the normal. Well, he can't be one of my race because
Oh yeah, you only have 2. I was going to go over exactly.
we only have 2. Yeah.
Because that was. It's nice to know what that person was, because I had no idea how to talk to them, and they made me very nervous.
Yeah, but I got a butler with more than 2 hands. It seems like more efficient.
How did he get more than 2 hands?
The tentacles.
All right. At that point, Miki is just gonna go. I am very tired. I am going to go rest now. Have a good evening. And she'll leave.
Well, as she's leaving, I wish her a good night in her language.
And she just kind of turns and goes and replies in her language. Thank you. You may actually have intelligence. I look forward to working with you.
I'm gonna stand so I can see the front doors.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she leaves the room, I completely forget how to speak her language. It's the Permidian ability. As long as they're around the person, they can speak and understand any language being spoken. And they speak and understand it. But as soon as the person that has that language goes away, they can't do it anymore until they come back.
Yep.
So only when Mickey's around can I speak her language.
Wow, then you know all the horrible words she said during that fight. All right, so once she's there in her room, she is going to do a very long perception check just to kind of memorize the layout of the room.
Okay, no problem.
And I'm just going to make that roll now.
I was going to say, if you want to take 20, you can do on this, because...
Oh, alright, then that'll be... Where is perception? Yeah. Yeah, so that'll be 31. And she'll also just be looking to make sure there aren't any secret rooms or anything like that.
No, there aren't. Everything's normal. Well, normal for the room, anyway. It's still a bit weird for you, considering there's a big plush bed that's, high off the ground and...
Yeah.
She just finds a bunch of people still with walls.
She is then going to she's then going to go to the little hidden shrine she's made to herself for Suwon Kong. And just kind of before going to bed going, okay, reporting in. You put me in with a bunch of caring idiots. Well, one may be smart. I'll have to be careful around them. But I also understand why you put me here. I'm not really sure. But I will remember your orders. I will be tricky. I'll be clever. And I will do whatever is necessary. Because I'm not entirely sure if these people can do what may need to be done in the future. I'll give another report later. And with that, she's going to go to bed.
Right. Is there anything else anyone wants to discuss, or we're right to move on for the next couple of days?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. So, as I say, we're going to roll ahead a couple of days after you guys have talked. So, we'd say we're about day 3 together, where you've been able to set up, and yes, we can have Matthias's revolver upgraded.
Okay.
Over
the following days, I set up a shrine to Iomade in the chapel over in one of the side alcoves, and then a smaller one in my room.
That's not a problem. To the rest of you, you all notice what appears to be a sunlight flash sword being hung up on the wall.
Yeah.
Miki will just kind of and just go, "What's that?"
It is the symbol of the inheritor.
Who's that?
My deity, actually named Iomade, although most frequently referred to as the inheritor.
So is the sword the holy symbol?
Yes.
That seems very creepy to have. Do you keep one in your room too?
Yes, and I carry one on my person.
How do you make sure the sword doesn't fall on your head?
I know how to hang it well. And I make sure that I don't hang it directly over my head.
Yes, the deity's name is not Damocles.
And she just kind of nods and walks away and just goes, "You might want to be careful. Someone may be able to find a way to make that go over your head."
Well, on the on the fourth day, there are two bits of news. There are two near coinciding bits of news. The first comes from Orbis, who basically comes blaring around the house, calling out, "Please meet me in the central hall. We have something to discuss. Bit of an emergency."
I'll grab my gear and head over to meet him.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, gear up. Come down.
He will transform into his map form again. I've detected an interplanar breach. This is a slightly updated map because, well, I liked having the extra spots and all that.
Okay.
Because if you notice, the red ones weren't there on the previous version of the map for whatever reason. And when he zooms in, it's in the mountains near the Dominion town of Saida. I hope that's being pronounced right. I have no clue when it comes to Dominion names. Yes. Oh, hang on. What's the thing to draw it in to people? So.
Shift click.
Thank you. There we go.
And Miki will kind of go, "How far away is that?"
To which he will draw a quick. He will draw a quick line for you. Ooh, I'm on the wrong thing.
Far enough that I don't want to walk there.
I was gonna say, so he'll show you that it's probably around a little over 2,000 miles.
Far enough that I don't want to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just kind of goes, "Long walk then."
By airship, that's a few days.
Someone comes in who is a representative of the Dominion here to tell you that Saida is under attack and asking for your help, as from the reports it does appear to be an unrecognised threat. And they've actually asked for the champions of the Sentinel.
I'll point to Orbis World and be like, "We know."
thankfully, the city of Cider does contain on its border a Nexus gate.
Ah,
Not those things.
Does that mean we can't take the airship?
Well, the airship
Pretty
isn't ready
much.
yet. The airship's another 10 days out.
Darn.
All right, come on, quit complaining. We'll take it to the next gate and get some horses.
Horses?
So how does one travel through these things?
Why would I take a horse?
Well, for those of us that don't have the giant flying magical beast.
And I will say that it is basically. I will say that Cider it is very close to the outskirts of the town because basically Cider was built to deal with the Nexus Gate and sort of be an easy trade point.
As for how we get through these gates, it's just easy as walking. Well, physically,
at which
please.
point Orbis does say, yes, however, I do have to do something quite quickly. If I can attune to the Nexus network, I should be able to somewhat stabilize it for our travel at least. As otherwise traveling near a planar tear could make the Nexus gates a little bit more unstable than usual.
Why do you think I don't like them?
Oh, they give me a chance to summon my Eidolon, so.
Yes, well, you're taken over to the Aramik Nexus Gate, which is actually one of the largest Nexus gates, as they do appear in different sizes. The one Xanarin came through was actually only big enough for individual people to travel through, which is why it got missed being out in the middle of nowhere. So, Orbis begins hovering over the Nexus Gate and begins glowing with dark green energy, which then mingles with the blue energy, and after around 20 minutes he has a new green pattern emblazoned on his outer shell, which soon fades away. Right, that's attuned, so we should be able to travel anywhere with the Nexus Gates stabilized, and I may even with the proper analysis even be able to open temporary portals to non-Nexus Gate locations. Could be useful. But that will take longer.
A little bit, maybe a little useful. Okay, get going, everyone. Hopefully your skin won't turn inside out. And Maddie says as he steps through.
And she said, and right, you say this right when Miki is going through, and she's just like, wait, what about my skin?
And I'll push her through.
No time like the present. And he'll step through.
I'll smack a device on my chest and it'll make a bubble around me as I go in.
I'm just gonna shake my head a little bit, close my eyes, and just walk forward. I don't like Nexus gates.
Simply
the
walk
lengths
through.
these people go to. Me and my Eidolon walk through.
Yeah.
I just cast Mage Armor.
Just mucking about so that the order will be fairly sensible.
Yeah. Miki.
For those of you not familiar with Nexus Gates, these are a interlocation and occasionally interplanar travel gates that have been long-standing on Exodus for centuries, if not millennia, and nobody knows how they really work completely. Which is why they occasionally spit people either out of Exodus or into Exodus.
Well, we have someone who just tapped into the network and directed it. So that scares me a little.
Well, he did mention he's over 12,000 years old, and your oldest estimates for the Nexus Gates is about 6,000. So,
well, this thing right here, I can't upgrade it, and he can mess with it. I'm afraid.
yes, it is rather hard to upgrade an artifact where you don't have the instruction manual. Machinesmiths have tried. It tends to make them go boom. So, you come out to a large number of people standing in front of the Nexus gate.
Oh my god, really?
Considering all your mix-ups, I figured I might as well get it out of the way quickly.
Alright.
I mean, you kept missing
Well,
your
it's gonna be
name
fun.
last session, so I figured I might as well get it out of the way quickly.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it's too much fun not to.
Oh, the absolute joys of my life.
Okay, so you see a bunch of people huddled behind larger numbers of guards. There are several more in between the area in front of the 5 metallic figures and 1 flesh figure standing with a group of what appears to be captured civilians. There are several dead guards in between. So, when you arrive, one particular gentleman who comes back and drops places. Ah, you must be the ones he's... Excuse me. And this is the one problem about being too zoomed out. You can't tell what's going on properly. There we go.
Miki is just is still kind of getting over the wow, what the hell just happened, going from one thing to another.
Yes. He introduces himself as Mayor Kasra Darun.
Gesundheit.
He looks like he's sneezing, like just right after a sneeze.
Yeah.
My name is a sneeze, father of Achu.
The truth.
You're all welcome for that Mel Brooks reference.
Oh, yes, let's not start on Mel Brooks references or we'll be here all night. And then I'll start, and I'll most certainly...
Especially considering I've got a story about Robin Hood men tights.
Come on, I can't even have a chance to whip it out.
Well,
Alright guys, come on, let's get in with this.
Well, that, and if we go into comedy routines, I'm going to go into 2 Ronnies, and they've got over 30 years of different jokes handy.
Alright.
So you would be the ones who the madman and the silent warriors are looking for.
I mean, I won't say that he's specifically looking for us, but
Well,
there's actually
we
a non-zero probability it's us.
If we were told, we were told that the next ones through would be the champions of the Sentinel.
Oh no, they're behind us.
Don't listen to him. He's just
Yeah, we're just the
smartass.
advanced party, man.
Oh, this is not good.
Miki just sighs and goes, no, that's us.
Only a coward doesn't take the titles he's given. That is us indeed.
This man came into town with his silent warriors, far more than he has here. And when someone came up to speak with him, he struck them down. Spoke in a strange tongue, and it seems all people have to do is look at him for him to begin striking. And I'm going to give a quick reference to each of the other characters so you can get a better look at them. Well, some of them anyway. One will be saved for just a moment. So, 4 of the creatures look like this, and if anyone wants to make either a survival, a knowledge local, or a knowledge arcane check, they can do.
Okay, let's do this. This is gonna be fun. Let's see how badly I fail. Okay. Knowledge. Arcana.
Pretty good. About as well as you can
Knowledge
get.
local.
Well, Cameron, at least.
Oh, wow. I know nothing.
Okay. So, for most of you, I think we've got everything now. Okay, so for most of you, the main thing to note is, for those of you who are native to NeoExodus, you do not recognise this armour. For Magnus, Matthias, and Corden. These things, despite looking human, are not. Despite having a gait and size of humans, are not human. Corden, more specifically, these things are golems or constructs of some variety.
Oh, great.
And then the fifth one that stands in the centre looks like this. All of them are carrying heavy shields, but the four lesser ones are carrying glaive guisarmes, and this one is carrying a bastard sword.
They're golems.
Yeah, great.
Well, let's see if they know how to fight.
We're gonna need to get those people away from them first.
Why?
At which point, the last one will step. The human will step forward. And could people give me a quick perception check?
Sure. Not going to mean much from me, but okay.
Let's do it. I mean, I really need to make sure this succeeds.
I miss Ellen's perception right now.
I am so happy right now.
I just straight die roll perception checks, so.
Okay. All right.
I haven't rolled above a 10 all session.
Ooh, ouch.
Ooh.
But, well, for
Yeah, two
Banner
people that rolled
Claude,
ones.
Dan, Cameron, and Miki, you would all hear this. Oh, and should have put that in. So, you would hear him mutter in common, "Oh, curse this dog's tongue. But one must do what one must." At which point he will begin speaking again. If I am judging by the activity at the portal, I assume that those quivering behind the rest of you dogs are the proclaimed champions of the Sentinel. If I will give you one chance, surrender the traitorous Princess Sionmi to my custody, or these 5 would-be slaves and the rest of your chattel will be put to the sword.
Can I?
First off,
Hold
who's
on.
quivering?
Hold on.
Second, who the hell are you talking about? Third,
Prophet.
come over here and say that to me like a man.
I have another point to make. We currently don't have the facilities to accept your surrender at this time.
At which point he will lift a hand and the golems will execute the 5 in front of them.
I spend a swift action to activate my advance. At least try and get these people away.
Yeah, and Miki will actually step forward and say in her native language, "Jaishin, stop."
I understood that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
At which point he will, so you do have some honor remaining, even if it is only to common dogs.
So, kidnapping, executing civilians is considered honorable in your king. I seem to find myself hitting your word, even.
That's in. That would be in the. Yeah, actually, I would have him speak in common because it's. You are not of the which one? You'll look over at Matthias. You are not of the Empire. You are lower than dogs. Your life has no worth.
You're in a different place. You're not part of the Directorate. Your word is like dogs.
And you are not in the Empire. Your word is meaningless here.
I am the official.
You should come to my world. You'd freeze.
You have no honor.
At that one, he looks directly.
Miki the whole time is just like, guys, please don't.
I'm gonna step forward.
An offensive dog. Taste the wrath of the Empire.
Why are we worried about the civilians?
Honorable
Win strike!
man.
which point he will slash his blade forward, and a blade
sorry, darling, but it looks like your brother is an asshole. So.
And a blade of air will come flying at you, Xanodin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need from me?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Oh, that actually impacts.
1 second. Mythic power use, sudden block, reroll, take the lowest of the 2 rolls. Oh, and add 2 to your armor class.
Okay. It still hits. Sorry, man.
I tried.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do that last week. I was actually trying to get in a position where I could, but nobody really was being hit at all. So I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And me, upon seeing this, Miki is just gonna kind of go forward from the others and just kind of give him a look of, will you let me handle this, please?
No.
Just to reference Miki, that is one of the arts of a recognized blade master of Longthin 1.
Oh dear.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, my bad. That was a ranged attack, and I can only do that against melee attacks.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Onyx, Mickey, you're gonna move up.
Yeah. She's gonna go up and just go. Jason, what are you doing? This isn't you.
You betrayed the Empire for that fool's ambition, and in the process you have doomed us.
Doomed? I'm here trying to save our people.
And I wish.
I've told you before. Everything I do I'm doing for them and for you.
And I have been given visions
brother.
by the great warriors. Your progeny would have defeated the Realm Eater, would have ushered in a golden age, yet instead you forsake honor and duty for the whims of a fool and an overgrown child.
Oh no, come on! He's not that bad, and also, I am not going to marry someone who I see as a brother.
Is he still speaking in common?
Probably at this point, no, he wouldn't be, because he's angry and not.
Yeah, and
I understand every word of it, though.
Yeah, and Miki herself is also speaking in her native tongue, and just kind of like.
So only 3 of us know what's going on. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and then she's just like, please.
The words of that common merchant and those fool trickster priests have clouded your mind. I should have put them all to the sword long ago.
I hand Marius a basically like battle scout looking thing. I mean, here, put this in. You'll understand.
Thank you. At least someone's willing to use one of these things.
And she just kind of sighs and goes, you are my best friend. I trusted you the most. I still do trust you.
And yet you would consign me to the executioner's block.
If you hadn't blabbed to the Emperor and Empress, I would have been able to make a new Phoenix by now. Sun June would have been happily married,
and your family would be dead.
Half my family already is dead.
Innocent, naive fool. If I cannot convince you with words, then I will do as I was told, and convince you by force. Surrender, or all of your companions, and these dogs will die.
Oof, rip me.
And Miki will draw her sword and just go, I will not let you hurt innocent people. You should know that more than anyone.
At which point he will finish bringing down his hand, and the 5 behind him will die.
I use my advance, try and get them away out of range.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can move up to 30 feet, correct?
Or 5-foot step, whatever works more.
30 foot would be... Okay, I'm going to be making some...
Withdraw action.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they're actually... Yeah, effectively they are going to... Let's see...
That works for everybody, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So us two or them?
Yep.
Every one of it, yes. As was just said, you guys too can move 30 feet.
And
3.
while moving up, she's gonna, Miki will say in common, if possible, please don't kill him. He's just an idiot.
That's
I
punishable by
promise
death.
nothing.
Same.
Soldiers, forward!
I am going to take a free action real quick and just say, loud enough for him to hear, not screaming, but loud enough for him to hear. No honorable man would sentence 5 innocent people to die.
At which point he will look over and say, once again, they are not servants of the Empire, therefore they are lower than dogs.
And Miki will kind of turn to him and just go, don't bother. He can't think outside of what he was told to think.
I'm going to look back at Mickey.
You're not exactly making it a better idea to save this guy.
Are you sure you don't want me to kill him?
Quick question on something. I know that the 1 golems are punishable by death for having them. Is just regular golems punishable by death?
No, it's just the Iron Forge.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that I don't have to kill them by protectorate laws.
Yeah.
And technically these are... Well, they are constructs, but they're not necessarily full-on golems. They don't have spell immunity or anything like that.
Good to know.
Good for us.
So now it's time for initiative.
This is gonna be fun.
Ooh, wrong thing.
Holy crap. I got good initiative for once.
Says that to the 27.
My initiative not too good. But then again, this isn't something Miki was really expecting.
And of course I forgot to put it in the notes again. Excuse me, I need to go and find my initiative macro.
You know, the one thing that if we were talking more, I would point out is that I don't serve the Empire here either. And if people who don't serve the Empire are lower than dogs, why do you care so much about their opinion?
That is
he wasn't saying it to respond in a general thing, it was just a statement of fact. He's not actually offended by your comments, he's just reiterating a statement. Because he is from one heck of a fucked up world.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
So much ammo. And so many ways to make people hate his guts.
Oh, Alex isn't going first. Damn.
Yeah, I do not regret the pure unadulterated joy that I had, and I would love to thank the let's see, I think it was Legend of Lao Feng and Princess Hours. No, Princess Training, I think, or Assassin Princesses. I can't remember. China has some really messed up TV.
Of course it does. It's based on ancient Chinese, on Imperial Chinese culture, which was even by the standards of a lot of cultures, fairly damn messed up.
Yes. I had so much fun writing that. I wonder if that makes me a bad person.
No, it
Probably.
just makes you a standard story writer. Go and talk to murder mystery writers about how much fun they have reading about how fascinating they find reading about and then exploring concepts for various murders. And of course, the officer of the lot is the one to go last. Well, not the
Which is why I don't watch Criminal Minds. Because the writers for that show are really disturbed, and I honestly believe if they weren't writing for that show, they would be killers.
I can
Because
say
they have some really messed up stories in that series.
I can say nothing because I kind of find them tame. Then again, I am also someone who reads about the Spanish Inquisition and torture techniques as a way of de-stressing, so yeah.
Damn.
Insert obligatory no one expects a Spanish Inquisition joke here.
Oh no, I tend to read about to be fair, fair point, although I will admit, so far I've found China far more inventive. The bamboo up the jacksie trick is still the most impressive one I've seen.
Yep. Don't look it up when you're...
What?
Don't look up whatever she just talked about.
In case someone's about to eat.
You're roboting, darling.
Yeah. Basically, don't go and look it up if you're in the middle of eating anything. Trust us. Well, unless you got a cast iron.
Oh yeah.
Sound better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Bardic. Like there was a game that I was playing that had a whole bunch of torture instruments. And I say exactly what every single one of them did to one of my friends who was sitting next to me. He just looked at me weird.
Yeah. All right. So we got all the initiatives in.
Yeah, Matthias, you're up first.
All right, I'll charge up and take an attack.
Okay, who against? Oh, cool.
The jackass. 28.
Okay, and he'll be using his mythic ability.
Oh no, he's got mythic too. Oh man.
Only fair. Well, honestly, it's going to happen more often as we get higher level, to tell you the truth.
I know, but I did not expect Jason to have mythic.
Oh wait, actually no, I redid his build, never mind. Sorry, initially he had mythic block, he had that block ability, but I redid him with slightly different abilities. Makes far more sense to give him abilities from the martial class. Or the martial path. But yes. So 28 to hit, that hits.
I'm good. This attack may be against his face just because the guy needs an ego blow.
Let's see. Oh wait, I forgot about that. You will notice that when you strike against him, your damage, a lot of your blade seems to slide off.
Great.
And when it fully connects, and even where it does connect and drive in, you notice a slight spark of black energy coming from underneath his skin.
Yeah, fun. All right, that's it for me.
Okay. And yes, they would need to take one step forward. Because Glaive Guisarm, reach weapon.
Miss.
Yep.
Even with the charge penalty?
It'll ready its attack, but for if anyone gets any closer. And Magnus, you're up.
Alright, going to move forward and bash.
That hits. But again, you notice that a lot of your damage seems to slide right off his skin.
Would it make a difference if I used piercing instead of slashing?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, well then. That is all I can do.
Apparently the gifts of the Sentinel are weaker than they expected.
You need to work on your insult, buddy.
Not an insult. I wouldn't bother insulting such a lower life form. Merely a statement of fact.
Does the Viking go berserk?
Not yet. Not yet.
Berserker!
Gleipus arm attack against Magnus, and that's a miss.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not even close enough that he would have to move.
Alright, now the officer's turn. The officer doesn't move forward. Instead, he holds up his shield hand, and the blue crystal begins glowing.
Is he holding the blue crystal in his hand, or?
No, it's actually the one built into his arm. Hang on, I'll bring up the picture again for you.
Oh.
Because it's these ones. You see
Okay.
that? So it's the crystals in the braces, or what would be braces on the normal armor.
If he weren't a golem.
And 2 bolts of energy will fly out. One at Magnus and one at Matthias.
Oof.
Magnus takes 6. Matthias takes 4. Epic magic missile. Or mythic magic missile, rather. Xanarin, you're up.
I'm gonna charge. It's 21 total.
That would still be a miss.
And
I was going to say your Griffin would go on your turn, so.
yep. Hopping rooftops. Screeching down at the golems. See if they pay attention to the griffin.
There's a slight twitch of the heads, but they do then shift back. The movement is surprisingly human for constructs. Corden, you're up.
Right there. The right character sheet up here, because I have 2 character sheets. Attacking the one directly in front of me.
Okay. What with?
That.
Yeah, you You're not within reach of anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am.
You need to be one further forward.
Are you lunging?
You're using your long sword.
Ash?
Remember, there's no one in your range of your long sword.
Let's see. What about with these?
With a
Yeah,
lunge
you're
combat
lunging.
feat, yes.
Oh yeah, with a lunge, yeah.
You got to specify lunge, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't know you
Well,
had
you
lunge.
know, you were the one talking about my tentacles earlier.
Okay, that would be a hit and a confirmed crit. Oh wait, no,
So
constructs don't.
16.
Oh wait, am I thinking, do constructs suffer crits or am I?
Constructs do not.
They don't? I thought they did.
No, they
I thought the
don't.
general rule was they suffer anything that doesn't
I know they can be
specifically
sneak
say.
attacked now, so I think they can. Let's see, immunity to all mind effects, immune to bleed, disease, death effects, necromancy effects, paralysis, poison. You're right, they can. No, they can be crit. I thought they could, but I needed to double check because that was one of the major changes from 3.5 to Pathfinder. Because it meant that constructs could be sneak attacked. Right.
No, they can be crit.
Yeah, they can, so I've done the damage. So, alright, for you, Cord? Or is your Eidolon moving in as well?
The Eidolon actually moves on his own initiative.
Alright, have you done a separate initiative for him, or?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
all the way towards the bottom. He is very last.
The last person.
Okay, and move this one forward 5 feet. And have him attack Matthias.
Yeah, now that was one of the things I read over when I was originally creating him, because so many times, you know, certain creatures move at the same
20
time as their
versus
summoner
18,
or whatnot.
That'll hit.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the way it works on your turn would be if you summoned it during a battle, but you'd only do that with like a spell.
I think we'll
It takes
talk
like
about
10
that,
minutes
I
to make.
might just have you use it on,
Yeah.
on your own initiative. Just
Yeah, guys are people talking about the DM and not.
But for now, we'll keep to that, and then so 1d10 plus 4. So you take 9 damage. Matthias. Miki,
Yep,
you're up.
noted.
Okay, Miki is going to cast Vanish on herself and go invisible. Rolling that stealth. So that'll be 50. And let's see. Yeah. And move her butt here.
Okay. Always a trickster. I'm just having to double check a couple things. Okay, you notice that he takes a bit of a strange stance for a second. Path of the North Wind. And then begins moving again, at which point I'll make a quick acrobatics check. So let's see, he's within, so it'll be... So Magnus, what's your CMD?
24.
He'd still do it because unfortunately he's not aware of that, and There would still be a chance. Not a good one, but there's a chance. So he's going to attempt to acrobatics his way out of this without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Fucker.
And because of two people being next to you, he fails. So that provokes attacks of opportunity.
All right, everyone, hit him.
Smash!
Damn it! I'm just having no luck today.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So here.
Magnus,
End
you
of
don't
turn.
know
Yeah, but I
still
still
get-
got
yeah,
a
so
5
he's
foot
at
reach on my
26.
attack of opportunity.
26 to hit and 20 damage.
Well, Magnus is the only one to hit.
Well, hold on. I still got to do mine.
Are you still lunging at the moment?
Yeah,
You just said that.
until the.
Oh, shite.
Let's see. Until the end of your turn.
Check.
Sorry.
I don't think you could
Yeah.
reach him.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I was going to say, because, yeah, he'd be just out of your range. So, that prevents him from... So, and you notice that he ascends into the air, and actually begins walking on air. Miki, this is the Path of the North Wind Blade Master technique. One of the more basic ones taught to students of that particular style.
Bird go what?
Griffin goes, ooh, treat.
Ooh, play.
Ugh.
That'll be interesting come the Griffin's turn. Alright, Onyx, you're up. I'm also slightly worried about what Miles might do. Elevated target plus gunslinger.
Onyx will move up to there, and then he's going to use his Archmage ability to cast any spell on his list. And he's going to haste Magnus, Xanarin, Corden, and Zangeast.
Is it per person or is it the whole group? Because I think Miki would have gotten hit with that too, right?
They can't be 30 feet apart, and I can't see you.
While you're within range, he can't see you for him to spread it over to you.
Yeah.
That's the one problem with invisibility.
I'm gonna need. At some point, I'm gonna need like a thing of haste.
And that's me.
Okay, I'll start adding the haste logos.
How high is he up in the air?
High enough for the Griffin to get him.
It's about 15 feet up.
How high is
High
this
enough
roof?
for the. High enough.
Yeah, that's about a 15 foot. Actually, yeah, that's probably about a 15 foot as well. Why?
No, because that's where I plan on going.
My puppy.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Actually, I'm
Absolutely
about to be
lovely.
dealing with a flyby attack.
This guy's gonna realize that flying is not necessarily the wisest of options.
And Zangeast got hit with the haste as well.
Yeah. Even though Chris didn't put the symbol on it.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I was repeating it.
Huh?
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Also with the
I knew he had haste.
I look closer with the potential death of one of my already named characters.
Oops. No, no more for you. No more. I shouldn't have given you the ones I gave you.
Are the dog sneaking treats?
Yeah. I gave him a couple barbecue potato chips, and now he wants more.
Yep. All right. So Nia.
So that'll be it for Onyx. Unless Onyx, have you got anything else?
That's it for me. Yep.
Yeah. So Miles.
Just going up these stairs around here. That's me. Yeah,
Eagle screeching noises.
I wave to the griffin.
It's not focused on you. It's in hunt pose on the edge of the building.
Which one do I get pounce on? Which one? Which one?
And it's looking at the flying person.
You said Badius?
Zangief.
Zangief.
We need to get better
about
about
a Street Fighter reference, or?
No. Actually, I tried to avoid that because the first time I thought of the name was like, oh, it does sound a lot like it, but no, it's not him.
Now all I'm thinking is quick, change the channel.
There's a reference going right over the GM's head.
Okay, I think I missed it too, so.
It's from the movie. It's the best line Zangief has. For the joy of everyone, I will post that in chat later. But right now, let's kill these things.
I've seen the Street Fighter movie.
Yes, you get it.
Yeah, I got it. It's just been so long, and I'll be honest. I'm sorry that was Raul Julia's last movie.
He was so good in that movie.
He was about the only good part of that movie.
No, Zangief's stupidity was
Turn before we get on Street Fighter.
Yeah,
there you go.
So let's see what the Eidolon can do. And that would be a miss.
Yep, it's a miss.
Oh, no, wait. Matthias, you're up.
5-foot step, and I'm going to full attack this golem to my direct right.
Okay.
I can't get like it.
Ooh. Let's see. The swords both hit, the gunshots both miss. And it also confirms the crit.
Yeah.
So what's the boot?
38.
Or haste.
Okay.
Oh, and don't you need to roll another d6 for the cold damage, or is that factored in?
Hold, as we went over with the holy, the element stuff doesn't get on a crit. In the Bane.
Okay.
I need a burst enchantment.
Yeah. So yeah, that's +3, so it would be. So it'd just be 41. It's still standing.
You know what? I'll use a surge to increase that 9.
Okay.
24.
And down it goes.
Okay. Now can I get? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Why do I get the feeling that Anna talking in the back should make me worried?
All right, that's it for me.
Okay. He will 5-foot step back there, and commence to shield walling with the officer. This one will do the same.
And that draws an attack opportunity from my Eidolon?
What is it? It's a 5-foot step.
Oh, okay. You didn't say that.
I thought I did.
No, this is only like the third campaign where she'll learning basic stuff.
It's fine. Let's see.
No, I'm just being picky.
Okay, Magnus, you're up.
All right, 5-foot step up here. And because of haste, 3 attacks on
Yeah, no problem.
that poor bastard.
Ow.
Well, the offhand crits, and the haste goes through as well. So
45 points of damage total.
still standing.
Well, that's the 25. 25 to hit.
Yeah, 45 total.
Yeah.
45
Because
damage total.
The 15.
He did
doesn't
30
hit.
with the crit and 15 with
Yeah,
the
15
normal
missed.
hit.
I know. I was talking about the next roll.
Yes, we already included that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that'll be his turn. So that'll be your turn, Magnus. So
That is all I can do.
5-foot step and shield wall. When in doubt,
You sure it doesn't want to give me an attack of opportunity?
I'm very sure. Xanarin, you're up. We don't want at least.
Xanarin is going to delay his turn. Limmern will take now, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Limmern's going to do a flyby.
Yeah, I figured. Miss.
Still worth a try. Yeah, and then Xanarin is delaying his turn.
Okay, till after who?
Let's go until after Miki.
Okay. Corden, you're up.
Alright, 5-foot step forward. Double check the rule on this. So I can still get the hasted attack in there with it. Lunging.
Okay.
And with a hasted attack in there.
First one will miss, second one will hit.
So 11 points to that one.
And down it goes.
Kill stealer.
All right.
Miki, you're up.
Okay.
Just remember that Jason is in the air.
Yes. So she's gonna go here and stab this dude.
Okay, and that does get you your sneak attack because constructs can be sneak attacked.
Yep.
You found the weak link in its construction.
All right. So.
So 7, 16, 17 damage.
Yeah, and once she's visible again, she'll just kind of look up at Jason and just go, "Can you imagine me any other way?"
I could but hope.
Is this guy still talking out of his ass?
Yes.
There's been nothing but it.
And she'll also go, And I always thought you enjoyed playing hide and seek.
That was when you were a child.
I got a smart ass remark for that one, but I'm not saying it. I'm going to get in trouble.
That was when you were a child, not when you had so much more to do with your duty and your life. Xanarin, you're up.
All right, I'm going up and around.
Dear. He's 15 foot up in the air. What are you gonna do?
Oh no, I'm stabbing this guy in the back.
He went around to get on the other side of the one golem.
Okay.
Nice job, Paladin. The rogue is proud of you.
They made a shield wall. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna
Go
go to the
around
other
it.
side of the fucking wall.
Fair.
Here's the fun thing, though. Much like, you know what? I shouldn't make the political joke. I shouldn't make the political
No,
joke.
You shouldn't.
Well, you know, there's also the one that's non-political, but it is...
Risque?
No, it kind of, it's the French. The Germans in the Maginot Line.
Yeah, just go around it. No, the comment I was going to make is I don't need a ladder to go over this one.
Alright, but, okay, Jason's turn. Okay, swift action. Champion strike, fleet charge, because our paladin is not the only one who can take dual path.
He's 15 feet in the air.
No shit.
He's going after the bird.
Does he threaten? Or does he proc AOOs?
Tax vote.
Let's see, this isn't, let's see. Damage, I'm just double checking. It doesn't say outright whether fleet charge provokes an attack of opportunity, I don't think. I'm just going to double check in the book. Let's see. Fleet charge doesn't say, so I'm guessing not. Since it's a mythic ability.
So no AOO?
No.
No.
Damn.
And he gets to add his rank onto the attack.
Yeah, nice tier.
Yeah. Couldn't miss. Unless he rolled a 1.
Couldn't even miss then, he's got always a chance.
The most evil champion ability to exist.
Yep.
I have it.
What do you think most of
I
my...
want GM that first allowed a mythic in regretted the fact that I took that ability on a fighter class.
You don't say.
Oh, you got a plus 29 to hit and you rolled a 1, you missed. No, I didn't.
What do you think most of my monsters are going to have when I give them mythic ranks? They're allowed to pick from any path along with monster-specific abilities. So, yes, unsurprisingly, they all get that particular trick.
You just don't want another Ice Tomb scenario, do you?
Can you blame me?
I did threaten to remake Jolene with mythic levels, so...
Oh, God.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, go and watch our on YouTube. facebook.com/Bardic DM, you can go and check out our
Daughters of Fury
campaign, where Jolene the Winter Witch wrecked half my combat encounters.
Literally.
Just half.
And then, as he ends his movement, he's going to pull out it. He's going to withdraw an item and squeeze it. Well, apparently I will need more forces than I thought. At which point, anyone who wants to can make a spellcraft check.
And before someone actually has dispel magic somehow.
No, not yet.
Or
That will be
counters.
coming though.
It's
Alright, go down.
It's a item. It's a dimension. It's a dimension door token.
Hmm.
You detoured.
Yes, he detoured.
Coward!
Like a bitch! Also, I just want to point out that he was personally offended at a griffin enough to go out of his way to bloody his sword.
Well, to be fair, that was more of a case of attack what you can and then get out of there.
But if you're gonna leave, why bother?
Why
You're just
leave
getting
an
your sword
enemy
messy,
uninjured
dude.
When you don't, why leave an enemy uninjured?
Just gonna
Because you
heal
don't
it
have to
up.
clean the blood off your sword.
Onyx, your turn.
Hmm.
So we undo him. Move up to there and cast Mythic Slow on the 3 remaining bad guys.
So that's a will save, correct?
Correct. DC 23.
God. Let's double check my minion stats.
That's kind of evil.
We're hasted and they're slowed.
Yeah, my point.
1.
He died. Not talk much, but he knows what he's doing.
Okay. Regular construct 2.
That actually said about pretty much all your characters.
And the officer.
It got lower and lower, even though the bonus was higher on the last one.
Bonus was nearly double. Well, over double, rather.
Yeah. The last one had actually a decent chance to
There was
save.
pure joy. Just so much joy.
Hey, what am I doing? I should be using the stopwatch. That's my entangled. I'm not using my entangled tab. It goes to show how used to having to pick stuff for slowed I am. That. So they're now down to 1 action per turn.
And -2 to pretty much everything.
Right. Miles, you're up.
I'm sad that my original target went away. But
Yeah.
against the general, though,
Okay.
I slap a mythic point into my gun as ammo.
Okay. So that means touch attack then, or?
No, this is +2 to the attack, and all damage is force damage.
Ooh, nasty. It's still standing.
Two arcane damage to the other 2 around him.
Oh wait, actually, 24 to AC, and that's just regular AC.
+2 to that, so 26.
Yeah, whiff.
Oh, whiffs. Oh.
Would have whiffed before the shield wall.
Is that with their -2 to AC?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take out the outriggers first.
Captain's gonna be a pain in the ass.
No, we just gotta take out the outriggers, and then we can
Yeah.
start ganging up. We gotta.
Well,
we gotta
speaking of the captain, Golem captain, it's his turn.
Yeah.
probably
And
gonna attack me.
And as that happens, I look at the alchemist fire on my chest. Mhm.
Okay. So, who
The
next?
fact that you walk around with a suicide vest on probably should worry us.
That should scare us. Probably.
Okay.
Hit me! Fight me! Give me a hug!
Yeah, well, he is actually going to attack He is actually going to attack our elf, or our paladin rather, because he's only half elf. But
Miss.
and let me double check. Yeah, he's going to have his second attack then.
Can he with Mythic Slow?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's just. Oh, yeah, right. Never mind.
And does that break the shield wall?
No, as long as they're still base to base.
I'm sad. I made him turn around and it didn't do anything.
He didn't turn around. He just swung his arm backwards. They've got 360-degree rotation on their arms. What, you think just because they're designed to look like humanoids, they're actually going to obey the same rules?
Yeah.
Well, I think their armor suggests that they will.
Destroy
That would
the
be
laws
too
of
easy.
physics. Physics needs to die.
That'd be a really, really awkward swing with a full plate on.
Yeah, until you realise it's got like sort of rotationals built in behind the pauldrons. Okay, Zangief.
Even then, there's for shield brace. Normal people can do that.
Officer doesn't care. Officer just bends his armor whenever it gets in his way.
Well, they've got more articulation than an actual human would. Said you could keep the shield up and turn and then swing anyway, even if that weren't the case.
Alright. Regular attack with a hasted attack.
Let's see what we get.
I think I missed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Matthias, you're up.
No, I moved 10 feet, so
if you move one of the 5-foot step, then you don't get the hasted attack either.
Yeah, but
actually I think you do.
No, you don't.
Does that require a full? I missed anyway, so it don't matter. But
yeah. So Matthias, you're up.
5-foot step, full attacking, the one directly to my.
Yeah, no problem. Hits, but no crit convert.
How about there? For fuck's sake!
And both gunshots hit.
okay, it is a full attack. All right.
Okay, so
Yeah, they went over it last
so
game.
13, 19. Second attack of the sword misses. 21 and 16. So hang on. So 19, 40, 56. And it drops.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
And the next one up would be dead.
And the next one up is standing right in front of me.
Yeah, but can't attack you because it's using a glaive guisarme, so it has to attack Magnus.
It can try.
Or actually, it can also attack Corden.
You can attack
Probably go
me
for
also.
Corden since he looks less armoured. Not that
you
little
missed.
armoured though.
I mean, Magnus doesn't look very armored. He's just carrying a pair of shields.
That's kind of
That's a lot
it
of
kind of
armor.
contradicts with itself.
Yeah.
Okay, Magnus, you're up.
Okay.
Come here, Magnus. Get a flanking bonus.
5-foot step. Magnus looks at it. Your boss is a coward. Your boss really shouldn't have been a coward. You know what tips me off?
Cowards.
As he's stepping up,
Yeah, rage.
yes.
Oh, by the way, you're using the champion path, aren't you?
Yes, he is.
Have you seen the third tier ability, Titan's Rage?
I've seen it. I haven't.
It's a free,
I haven't
it's a free enlarged person whenever you enter rage.
I just might have to do that.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
So, in addition to raging, going to spend a point of mythic power, and the fourth attack is a sudden strike, which ignores all damage damage resistance if it hits.
Okay, so hit. Yeah, they all hit. So 21, 38, 57, 75. He only had 19 HP left.
So then,
Actually, yeah, you could. The first one could kill it, and then you could direct the other three at.
that's exactly what I do.
The sheer joys of berserkers.
Berserker
let's see,
rage.
hit, and the last one would be a miss.
That's okay. That's not the worst possible thing that could happen.
So 36 points of damage. At least as soon as I can get its hit points to stack to pop up. Okay, Corden, you're up.
If you delay, you'll get a flanking bonus
Oh,
Actually,
on
Oh.
boss. Because that guy's dead.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should have. There we go.
well, I could use someone to get into position so I could flank. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can get both of you flanking if you just delay.
Alright, a delay.
Same here. I'll delay until I can get it. Murder sandwich. Make murder sandwich.
All right, Zengist, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna 5 foot here. Limerin is gonna come down from the roof. We'll settle Griffin first. Not that I think he'll hit. Nope.
Miss.
And then nope.
Alright.
Not used to fighting constructs.
Yeah, so Corden.
Everybody gets flanking bonuses.
You get a murder buddy. You get a murder buddy. We all get murder buddies.
I missed.
Yeah.
I rolled really crappy.
Okay, and Mickey, you're up.
Okay.
And you get both attacks.
And I attack. $24.
Miss.
Yeah.
Onyx, you're up.
Onyx sees the beat down party going on, and he just raises his hand and flings off some magic missiles at it.
Yeah.
Murder party!
Yep.
Automatic damage.
Wizard catch-all. Wizard catch-all. Just flick.
Yeah, I'm just glad he doesn't have create wand yet. Wands of mythic magic missile.
Spread that out to everybody that's got points and use magic device.
That would be awesome.
And it's
And it is only a DC 20 to activate a wand.
Yeah. Miles, you're up.
Well, 5 right there. I should be able to shoot him without any problem since I'm 15 feet up, right?
Yeah.
just don't use the armor piercing and hit Mickey on the top.
Don't worry, everyone's around him, so I'm not gonna just lob alchemist fires like I was planning on doing.
Sure.
We believe you.
I don't hit though.
It didn't hit.
Okay. Capture imminent. Initiate emergency protocol.
Oh, he's gonna blow up.
Yep, reflex saves everybody.
Yeah, reflex.
I spend a quick action, unless I think it's action and you.
Oh, this is gonna.
Remember, you
Alright.
get +1 from your haste if you're hasted.
Stand tall. Everyone can either take my save or take their round, depending on what.
Which is
A
better.
natural 20.
Yeah, he still might get better depending on.
For fuck's sake!
I think I'll stick with my own. Thanks for the offer,
Miles, you
though.
don't need to do it. Sorry, it's only the people directly in. It's only a 5-foot blast.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So.
Just check and make sure we got everything here. Yep.
So it's Xanarin, Limerin, and Matthias,
Reflex.
who take full damage.
Ah, crap. I only got a 13.
Yep.
And I take absolutely no damage because I made the save.
Yep.
And I take half.
Oh, yeah, I got to roll for my Eidolon also.
No, the Eidolon's out of
Eidolon's
blast radius.
outside 5 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, I crap my roll. I rolled a 3 on the die.
It's just 11.
Okay, and when it Miles, could you make me a knowledge engineering check?
Ooh, can I make a knowledge engineering?
You can do. It'll be something that it'll be harder for you, but
It's the one knowledge check that I have, so I want to do it when I can. Damn it!
I wanna study one of these bodies.
Can anyone with knowledge engineering make that, or just him?
if you want to make a knowledge engineering check, you can do. It's most likely only going to be Miles that recognises what's happened.
Gotcha.
Okay, Miles, lying at the centre of the now destroyed, what used to be suit of full plate armour, is something that looks awfully similar to a Mobius core.
Is that a gimme case, Miles?
I pick it up. I'm like, usually Mobius cores don't work for other machine smiths. They all have your unique signature on it.
That's the thing. When you get a closer look at it, there are a few different components. There are a few changes. One of which obviously grants them their intelligence, and another that seems to be a sort of like a pseudo telepathy. But more importantly, this thing looks like it's a mass-produced variant of a Mobius core.
Oh God.
And if you want to examine the other constructs, yeah, they're all powered by these things.
Miles, does this mean we need to go to Miki's world after we take care of this other problem?
Miki, you've never seen these things before.
Yeah, and Miki's not really paying much attention. She's just kind of having a little bit of a mental breakdown, just like, what the hell?
So,
that's his
why is
bad
your
job.
boyfriend hunting you across the dimensions, princess?
That actually snaps her out of it, and she just goes,
And yes, I
He
said it in her
wasn't like-
language. So,
yeah, and she just goes,
and I did call you princess.
yeah, she goes, first, that's a low blow. Second, he's not my boyfriend, he was my bodyguard.
I thought you said there was supposed to be a marriage happening between you two.
No. The marriage is actually supposed to be between my... look, the politics of my world are very annoying, very stupid. And what the fuck happened to him? He wasn't like this. Yes, he was incredibly traditionalist and totally betrayed me when I told him my plan about making a new phoenix so my best friend could actually marry the woman he's in love with. And now what the hell?
I like show something to you. I'm like, do you recognize this?
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Everyone heals 15.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For no healing that I needed. But she's just like, what the hell?
I'm gonna sigh and be like, well, now we got to deal with the robot army too. Mass-produced robot army.
You just wish you thought of it first.
And here's the other thing. Miles, you think with the right workshop, you could reproduce these things. Well, the cores anyway, not the...
Yeah,
roll.
crap.
Nobody tell anybody about this.
She is just kind of not caring. She's just like, whatever else anyone's saying, she's just still mammering about. What the hell?
Excuse me, Miki, that, well, I suppose we can drop the pretense now, can't we?
Is this the orb?
Yes.
Yeah, he just moved up.
She just sighs and goes, sure, whatever.
There are two things. One, I do believe your erstwhile companion is still fairly close by. And I am also must be the bearer of bad news.
What the hell happened to Jason?
He's been corrupted by the living apocalypse.
Would appear, yes, that he's been recruited by the Order of Entropy.
Hey, that's just a wild guess on my part.
She just kind of blinks and goes, he wouldn't do this.
Clearly, he just did.
Clearly.
You didn't quite hear the part about corrupted by whatever the entropy thing is.
The Order of Entropy, it's the more generic name we apply to all those who begin to follow the living apocalypse for their own reasons. It can both be members of doomsday cults, but it can also be those who the living apocalypse sends its minions out to contact directly if it believes that they can be useful.
I reckon to guess he isn't quite of sound mind.
Possibly, but it could also be a case of... He mentioned visions, correct? There are certain spellcasters within the Order of Entropy that might be able to simulate divine visitation.
So what you're saying is he's hallucinating. Just give me...
not hallucinating, more... They faked a visit from his god to make him believe that he had a divine quest. Rather a common trick on their part.
I hand Orbeus and a helm from one of these guys. Like, here's his property. Find him.
Well, it's alright. He's got a... I won't need that. And, oh, one other thing, by the way, Miles. The armor that was used as the basis for the golems is force plate.
What?
It's armor capable that applies to its touch attack as well as regular AC. It's got the touch armor quality.
Ooh.
I start picking up armor. I start picking up
I'm
orbs.
Yeah.
I start putting
Well, I
armor
think
on
I know
the-
what you're making my plate mail out of.
while this is going on,
Ugh.
I would like to pray for a second or two.
No problem.
And yeah, I'm gonna go calling Tiomede and ask.
Ring, ring.
We've had an encounter with a misguided individual. He unfortunately has been able to slip past our grasp for the moment. I suspect he'll be back. He attempted to kill 5 innocent people in the name of honor. You and I both know that there's no honor, and I was wondering if there were possibly that you reach out to him and help him see that he was misguided. Maybe your love prevail.
He seems to be on the move again already. Heading towards the rift. Well, that's good at least. Means we can take care of 2 birds in one. Sorry, this is Orbis. But you'll see there, perhaps. I was gonna say just it's the commune spell. So, is it a yes or no answer with this one, or is it just a? I'm trying to remember
What's that?
I'm trying to remember which way round it goes for this spell. Whether it's a yes or no answer, or whether it's a more detailed one.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that the right one? So we're in the.
In addition, if you're at least 6, you may commune. You have to be 6th tier to use the commune ability.
Oh, damn. Sorry. My bad.
No problem. But if you want to just pray, and you'll get a sense that you're given a small sense of reassurance, but at the same time, not complete reassurance, because there is a chance, but it's not a guaranteed thing, because
Yeah.
great forces at work and all that. I.e. the raving psychos, commonly referred to as the entropic order and powers of the living apocalypse.
Hey, Orbis, can that one deity we talked to, can she sense like the entropic powers or whatever?
You mean the Sentinel?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Sentinel was a god, not a goddess, but he is not permitted to interfere that much. But I am able to track the entropic signals.
Well, I just mean like you just said that they can basically falsify the appearance of a god. Like,
well, they can falsify.
How do we know that the others here were sent by their gods?
Because there is a difference between being able to falsify a visitation to a mortal and to mimicking the divine presence of a deity in front of another deity. We can guarantee it, and right. So we have a being who is empowered by the living apocalypse, and I thankfully do have a lock on for where he is travelling towards. I believe we should gather some horses and travel quickly.
Great, though. Do anyone realize how the hell he's being able to be so effective against our weapon?
Most likely he has been marked as a champion. Not quite as powerful as a true herald, but it bestows some damage reduction along with awakening mythic mythic power.
Any idea how to get past it?
The only way to bypass it, I believe, is artifact level items.
Of course.
However, that is one thing I was meaning to bring up, but wanted to discuss it somewhere, well, more secure. But this will have to do. I do intend to. That is one advantage we will have with the dimensional rifts. If we can find semi-stable ones, I can manipulate them and then use them to track certain either planes or remnants of planes where relevant and useful artifacts can be found.
Well, if we ever need to go to Glorian, I know roughly where a good Nexus gate is.
Shouldn't necessarily be. We wouldn't actually be using Nexus gates. We'd be using weaknesses in between the various versions of the material planes. The cracks in reality, as it were.
They feel the same to me.
Nikki is gonna stand up and just kind of have this very hard look in her eyes and just say, just point me at whoever hurt my friend. They will learn not to fuck with Soniki, the Phoenix Princess.
I mean, technically, I just kind of punched him with my shield.
Hold on. Princess?
Yes, that was mentioned several times.
Yes, but chiefly in the.
I only ever mentioned it in her language. So.
Yeah, not in Teldan or Common.
She's saying it. She is pissed. The look in her eye says she is pure pissed. I am going to find them, and I am going to hurt them. It won't be the first time I've killed several people for hurting my friends, but this will be one of the more satisfying ones.
Then let's stop talking about it and go do it then. Princess.
Well, it's kind. She just kind of turns and goes, I'll explain it later. It's very complicated and incredibly stupid. Let's go kill things.
Considering what you view as complicated already, I'm very much down.
Okay, Orbis will fly over and go, my good man, could you get us some horses? To which the very confused mayor will give a nod and get you several horses. Also, before we go, Magnus, unless you've changed gear, yeah, it is not pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've finally calmed down enough, it's sort of like, it is too warm. Even several of the others are probably, apart from Onyx, are probably unpleasant. It's probably about 35 Celsius.
Yeesh.
So, yeah, the coat that he was wearing has kind of already been stripped off.
Sort of like...
Oh, that's below the temperature I got outside right now.
He looks much closer to his image right now.
Yeah, it's very much a... I am a dwarf used to the tundra and I'm in a desert.
Yeah. While waiting for horses, Sonny is going to be going around and just kind of checking on the people who are captured, seeing if any of them are hurt and if any of them have any minor injuries. Use her burning hands to heal what little she can do.
Alright. Okay. We're going to call it there, folks, as it is 11:15 at night for me.
Just a quick note. I need a pony.
we will make sure you get a pony.
A pony?
Miles could probably fit on the griffin with me.
I'm actually wondering, are you talking about one of the seeing eye ponies? Like that tiny of a pony?
No, I'm just a small creature. Like, horses are meant for medium-sized creatures. Ponies and riding dogs are meant for small-type creatures.
Yeah, Magnus is going to be the one who's going to have the really tiny, really cutesy creature stuck riding.
I was gonna say.
Okay, but here's the thing: if my googling is correct, or if my searching is correct, horses have a 50-foot speed. I have a 50-foot speed.
Yeah, but you don't have endurance.
I will say that actually it would probably not be horses, it would probably be camels and a dwarf camel.
Yeah, because, dude, it's hot out there. Do you really want to be the tundra dwarf walking in the desert?
Yeah,
Hey.
no, never.
I get a horse
enough.
related to Magnus.
Walks outside the edge of town, instantly makes a fortitude save.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not quite that bad, but one of the options, when they notice Magnus's distress, and they do offer some equipment for your travels.
Camels got 50-foot move also,
Uh,
and endurance.
they offer you each.
So be careful, you spit.
Yeah, they offer you each traveler's cloaks. These carry endure elements.
I love these things.
Yep.
And I'm gonna make some tea while we're waiting for the camels.
Basically, these are their thanks for coming in so quickly and helping them, and basically making sure their people didn't die. So you each receive a cloak of endurance, which also gives you a +1 resistance bonus to your save.
Hey, even higher for save bonuses.
You guys look at Mattias. He looks really disappointed. You see, he pulls these cords off. His muscles seem to inflate. He was wearing muleback cords, just like buffer.
Oh, well, I was going to say, when they notice, so you're wearing part of your military uniform, are you? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, they do offer a different option, which is basically a cloak clasp that can confer the same effect.
Yeah, Somni will likely ask for one as well because she has the Cloak of Elvenkind on.
Didn't. In which case, yes, you'll both receive clasps, traveler's clasps.
Yeah.
Does that work on griffins?
They have what is effectively a what's the term? A rug for them.
Cool.
Hey, you gave us a flying carpet then?
No, a horse rug. Well, an upscaled horse rug.
Oh.
Hey, all my saving throws went up by 1. Woo!
Yay!
It is quickly modified to more comfortably fit on a griffin.
It's sized for a griffin, so it's sized and it's an exotic riding rug, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Magnus, when you put it on, you feel comfortable again. It's not back to as cold as you're used to, but it's actually a pleasant temperature again.
What's it called?
Traveler's cloak.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably more used to seeing it on merchant wagons and stuff, and inside greenhouses. A similar effect sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're going to close it, folks. If anyone who's watching is interested in gaming, I'll also be doing Devil May Cry 5, a blind playthrough at 3:30 PM Eastern on Tuesdays and Thursdays from next week, from the 11th onwards. And if you've missed anything, you can tune it, or want to watch any of our previous campaigns, you can go to YouTube/BardicDM. It's linked on the Twitter profile, if nothing else, which you can find in links below. Hope to see you next week. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.